What's up, everyone?
What is up?
Not
up?
Not much. Happy Savage Sunday Fun Day.
Yeah.
You guys are one of two interviews today. You are the first ones in my hot seat, so you're number one today.
And that's what matters.
See, that's a lot. There you go. How you guys doing, hon?
Good. It's a Sunday, like you said. Just chilling, laying back.
It's Sunday. That's about it, right? Yeah.
That's about it.
Exactly.
Ready for tomorrow,
Awesome. Well, you guys, would you like to introduce yourselves to everyone who doesn't know who you are or where you're from? Play what you play, where you're from, what you do.
Go ahead, Kyle.
My name is Kyle. I am the drummer for Finding Ghosts. Jamie, the guitar player, he's not in here right now. And Alex, our bass player, he's also not here. And then the handsome fella that you see over there, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi, I am and I sing for Finding Ghosts out of Rockford, Illinois. On my better days, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's as cool a thing I could say.
So you guys are from Rockford, Illinois, correct?
Yes.
The 815 area.
Kyle's not from there. He's from like the McHenry area, but
okay.
The rest of us are from Rockford, Illinois.
All right. Well, we got Drum Scum and Aaron with us.
Your thing says Drum Scum. What's up with that?
It says Drum Scum, so I'm going with it.
I think that's my login because I logged in with my YouTube. So
it's too funny. You know what? Let's go with it. Screw it.
You can just call me whatever you want. It's all good.
Smart man. Different story. So anyway, you guys. Oh, my camera moved. You guys, thank you again for joining me on a Sunday. A lot of us are exhausted, and I don't know if you guys had a show. I know you guys did not have a show last night.
No, right? We have one next weekend. This weekend we did not, but we did practice for some hours. So, but other than that,
it's still exhausting. It's still beat, and there's always beers involved. So, no, seriously though. Again, thank you guys for coming out. So first and foremost, I always get to the first question. How did you come up with the band name? What's the story behind that?
The band name Finding Ghosts, I came up with it. Basically, I was at work one day and I was talking about, starting a band, and I really liked the band name Chasing Ghosts, but there was a band overseas that already was signed and had it. And I'm like, when I was talking to a friend and I just out of nowhere was like, it's just like, Finding Ghosts. And all of a sudden I'm like, Finding Ghosts, that's a cool name. And what kind of ties in with it is both me and the guitar player, our moms have passed away recently. And we were kind of talking about how like you look around and you find like, so to speak, like little ghosts of like things of people, that you miss. And it just kind of tied in. And so we decided to call ourselves Finding Ghosts. And that's where it came from.
Are you into the paranormal?
Yeah, I love like paranormal, all that stuff, all things horror movie, paranormal, all that. Yeah.
I've always wanted to go on a ghost hunt.
Yeah, I have not got the chance to go on one yet, but I have friends that have gone and stuff, and they say they're very cool. So I'm looking, hopefully going to go on one soon. I'm hoping
Yeah. I've always wanted to get some magic mushrooms and go to like a haunted castle somewhere, just disappear for a weekend.
Yeah.
Come back with one home story.
Right. When we got our signed to the label that we signed to or whatever, the one guy was like, you guys should do that as like a live thing or whatever. All of you guys go to a haunted house and stay the night and do a live.
That would be cool.
So we were like,
he's like, no. All right. So it's not your thing.
Man, I would get super scared super fast. I don't know.
Paranormal.
Yes. Like, especially like dark entities, like, no, thank you.
Yeah. You know what? You should do it. You should do a video in a haunted castle or something. So you're gonna have to drag him in chains though. You can make that part of the video and everything. Like he's being chained and dragged in. It'd be beautiful.
This house is totally fine.
Right? And then get him like chain him up, and he's screaming because he's freaking out and he can't do nothing. It's like, dude, this is legit. Film it.
It's one of those where you walk into the place and you can just feel like something's watching you, and like the hair on your neck just raises, and you're like,
Yeah.
no, not for me.
All right, he'll be outside playing. He'll be drumming on the roof. He'll be drumming on the roof, and you guys will be all inside. He'll be like,
Right,
"You can."
why is all of Kyle's parts outside? Come in.
You got ideas for the next video? I'm just hoping. No, that's awesome. So now you guys have been real busy for 2022. Had some really cool things happening to you.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year. A lot of unexpected stuff, but we welcome it. You know.
Right? Yeah. You guys released your EP.
Yes.
And that's a 6-song EP, dude. That's a beautiful EP. I love every damn song on it.
Really?
Every damn song on it. I seriously do.
Thank
And
you.
honestly, I think Anxious is one of Anxious is probably my second favorite.
What's your
First?
Hold on. I gotta switch.
Look, we got our notepads ready. What's your first?
No, but I am so old school, dude. I don't rely on electronics for my notes because I break electronics. I have notebooks, and you guys are the first in my new notebook.
I love it. I love
first in my new notebook. So yes, it's there. Honestly, I did write it down. The So Insane was actually my favorite.
That song was the first song we went in. Okay, short story about it.
Mm-hmm.
We had a mutual friend that was friends with Morgan Rose from Seven Dust, and we got the opportunity to go in and record one track with him, and that was the track we recorded with him, So Insane. And then he decided to do the second verse for us, and that song came out like amazing. Like everyone that's heard it has been like, "Holy cow!" Like you guys really.
It is a badass song. It is a badass song. I mean, the whole EP it's just, it's remarkably written, and your voice. I love your voice, dude.
Thank you.
I really do. It made me think of like similarities like Breaking Ben and stuff, and I love Breaking Ben.
That's funny you say that, because the one song "Wake Up," that's what I went in there with. It was like the scream in the beginning. I want it to sound like Breaking Benjamin. Is like it's a scream from one of their songs. I was like,
yeah, dude, I could totally pick that up in your voice. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Aaron, you have to tell her the truth. It actually is Benjamin. We just sampled his voice.
Yeah. Sample his voice.
We're gonna end up with some copyright issues, and some assholes gonna hear that one thing you just said and be like, "Hold on, we gotta look into this."
Right.
But no, seriously, that's a great album.
EP, like that means a lot to us, because the EP is just basically it started out as a labor of love. Like me and the guitar player got together, like I said, because we lost our moms, and basically we're just writing for that, like therapy type of thing, and the music just out, and yeah. So for people to be like, we love this song, or we love the whole EP and stuff like that, it means a lot to us. It's definitely cool.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a killer EP. And you officially released it a few months ago.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So how has everything been since the release?
It's nuts, man. The label has hit us up and said that it's got over 300,000 streams altogether and stuff. And they can't believe it. They think it's crazy. They're like, we totally knew there were some good songs on there, but we didn't know it was going to do that.
Oh yeah.
It
doesn't shock me. It's an amazing album. It's really good.
And it's crazy to us, Like I said, it wasn't nothing we planned. Like we were just getting together to jam and have a good time, and then all of a sudden things started, like the ball started rolling, and then now starting to get a little bigger. It's all baby steps, though, of course. Like nothing huge is happening or anything like that yet, but I'm fingers crossed and all that stuff that eventually something will break for us, and then before you know it, we'll be even further ahead in the game.
Right.
I mean, exactly. It's been pretty cool, though. We're getting some cool shows and stuff, and like we just got offered to open for Power Man 5000 in McHenry, which is kind of cool. So with the success of the EP and it doing well, that's starting to happen, getting better shows and things like that. So
right. So what was the inspiration for the EP? Looking at all the different songs, I mean, I have all the names written down. I did check out the entire album,
Right.
And Erna is a killer. I mean, just like all of it. I can't even pick one. It's just all really, really good music, well written. You know, are you the only writer, or does everyone participate with that?
When it comes to writing the music, we all do it. But when it comes to writing the lyrics, I just write the lyrics. Like I just sit in a room by myself, listen to the song repeatedly, and then just write the lyrics.
Yes.
However, I can't say it was just me. I did have a little bit of help from Morgan, because Morgan, would give me ideas of like, just a better way to say a line, or something, because I would have it a certain way, and he would say something like, well, that's a little too long. Say it this way, and it'll fit better, and I would say, so he would help me change some lines and stuff. But like, I mean, the inspiration for the EP, like I said, was 2019. I lost my mom to cancer, and then in 2000, I think it was 20, was our guitar player lost his mom. So it was a big labor of love towards like, to get our feelings for, our mom's passing. But like each song means a little something different, I guess, like So Insane was about like a bad relationship. Imagine that,
Right.
and it was just like I'm tired of the words you're saying affecting me type of thing. Erna, that stands for every relationship needs attention. So that was just like that one right there. Morgan helped me write, so the lyrics were more his than mine. There was just a couple songs on there that Morgan had like brought lyrics to, and me and him sat down together and kind of fixed them up. And that was one of them. So I guess that was kind of like one he wanted to get off his chest about a relationship. Dearly is about me and Jamie's moms. Trying to think what else. Wake Up is me basically having a conversation with a higher power. Whatever higher power you believe in, you're having a conversation with them like, hey, man, things aren't going right. Maybe you step back and kind of look at this again because the world's kind of going to crap here. And maybe you should, kind of maybe take a second look,
Reevaluate yourself.
Yeah, just kind of
And your priorities, yeah.
And
I get that.
What other songs am I forgetting? Anxious is about my anxiety and panic attacks. I have bad panic attacks, and I wanted to let people know that other people have them too. So that's why in the beginning of our video we put, letting people know you're not alone, if you have that going on. And so I just basically sat and wrote down the lyrics in like in the middle of a panic attack, like everything I was feeling, like how I felt like I was just.
So that shit was like literally live in action, and you're sitting there saying "fuck it," and you start writing shit.
Yeah,
dude, that's great. That's intense. But you know what? But then it's real. It's more real when you're doing it that way. So I get it. But that's
why people have really related to Anxious.
Yeah.
Like with the video being, a killer video, and the words and all that stuff. I think people are really relating to it because it's something real. Like a lot of people have anxiety attacks and panic attacks, and a lot of people are just like, "Oh, it's in your head. It's in your head. That's fake." Well, it's not.
Well, yeah, it is in your head, But it's like everyone has different triggers, and that's where people are so close-minded. It's just like, okay, but when you're freaking shit, I'm supposed to listen to you, but you won't. You don't understand from my point of view because you don't agree with it.
Exactly. And that's why I wanted to get that one out there, just for people to see that, they're not alone. There's others in the world that are having it, and I was in the middle of having one, and I just wrote down the words, and the words came out really like fast and easy because it was everything I was basically going through.
Right.
Is that every song? Did I name every song?
I think so. Hold on a second.
The ones that are on that EP. Really? Yeah, I mean, we have a few that we play that aren't on that EP.
Yeah, but I think they're all the EP. I think I told you the kind of what's behind them or whatever.
Right. So, what was your favorite song to record?
My favorite song to record was probably So Insane because it was our first time being in that studio, first time meeting Morgan, having to sit down and just like us all, the meeting of the minds, writing a song together. It was real cool, real fun. But I really do love the song Erna. Like ever since we've made that song, I've just been like, man, that's got such a hook chorus. And if you look at our streams and stuff, it's blowing up. Like it goes up, like it gets higher and higher and higher. And we're just like, it's crazy to us, to like look at it that it's going up higher. And we're just like, wow, that many people have heard this song,
It's happening. Yeah.
just some, small town guys, and we're looking at this stuff going like, really, this can happen for us too.
It can happen to anyone when you put your heart in it.
Right, definitely.
Mm-hmm. So what was the hardest one to record?
Hardest song to record?
For both of you, not just you, Aaron.
I would say for me, one of the hardest out of those songs to play live is probably Wake Up, just because the beginning, the timing of that is actually off balance with the actual timing once the verse hits after the intro. So it's almost like we have to go into it without a click, and then you have to put the click in on the fly during the verse because it's off balance. Even if I put in the eighth note in there, it's like it doesn't catch. So for me, just timing wise, and to an untrained ear, it's almost like you're like, I don't hear it. It's pretty simple, straightforward, but it's like if you listen to the very beginning into that intro into the verse, you'll see the timing is off balance. It's cool that it's like that, but it's one of those.
So that was done on purpose?
Yeah. That's the structure of the song. Yeah, so it drops in, and then it kind of, it's got that kind of like, throw down jump, and then it structures into, from that first verse on, then it stays the same. But it's just that first part that it's a drum wise, for the tempo, there is an adjustment that it's like, okay, unless we had that like structured into a backing track, which we do not. We basically are playing everything organically. I would say that that's the most challenging for me to play. And it's not anything like super crazy, but that would be the reason why that one is my choice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a back and forth song, so it is definitely the way it was written. It's a little different than others. I mean, the song for me that's basically the hardest is Dearly, just because of the content it's about. You sit there and you put yourself in the mind frame. You've lost your mom. You think about things that have gone on up until you that point, and stuff. And so it's a hard song just to sing or perform live.
Well, I want to. I'm so sorry about your mom, hon. Sorry about that.
Oh, thank you. I mean, yeah, it definitely stinks. She was young, so that's what I think was probably the hardest part and stuff. But
well, you know what? She's watching. She's happy. She sees that her son's kicking ass and taking names and just growing.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping I'm doing her proud. So
if not, maybe she's smacking you upside the head. I don't know what kind of mom you had. I would be the one to be like, "Stop it, good girl." But you do actually have your latest release, which is Anxious.
Yes.
And we do have that video, and I can go ahead and pop that baby up for you guys if you're ready for it.
Great video.
All right, everyone, this is the latest release for Finding Ghosts. It's called Anxious, and this song's badass. This is definitely one of my favorite from the EP. Just give me a second here. And see, and this is it. YouTube's fucking with me. See, I said that they were messing with me the other week.
Hey, fun fact while we wait. Fun fact before you start. Fact. We got like tons of pizza that day, and I remember like for over an hour the pizza man was like en route, and we were like in this like warehouse, and he was trying to find out where we were, and it was just like a Where's Waldo. So yeah, it was a fun time.
Oh, and our guitar player.
Oh, I did not want to say anything. Are you going to say it? Okay.
Guitar player's playing in that. Everybody talked him into trying to do one of those spins around his like shoulder and catch.
Yeah.
Guitar in mid thing fell off and broke.
Oh,
okay, so now we gotta look for this while this video is playing.
It's actually a reverse video. It's a reverse shot of that.
Yeah,
that is too funny.
And found that guitar for sale again, but it just recently just got it yesterday.
That is too funny. All right, bloopers. So let me know if you guys find them. All right, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right, cool.
Those pill bottles said Cialis.
If you look close, those
I saw that too. I didn't say nothing. Oh, why is that so quiet? I apologize. I don't know why it's so quiet. Everything's turned up on my end.
Another funny fact, that bed that I'm on is an air mattress, and it kept losing air. So we had to turn the air back on.
If you look closely, you'll notice that all the cymbals are doubled up and there's towels in the drums to deaden the noise.
So now I'm going to blow this out so I can get a better look.
It's just a little what they do to make sure you're not making a bunch of noise.
That was actually like a 1x1 little closet Aaron was in.
Yeah.
Dude, I would go nuts if I was confined like that.
Yeah, it was the last time lots of you. And they're like, bounce around and hit yourself off the walls. I'm like, oh, great.
Okay. Well, that would make sense, though.
Right there.
Oh, I saw it. I didn't see the snap though, but I figured it.
No. We didn't want to have like the PTS on Jamie for that, you know.
Yeah, we totally felt bad about it, but he got lucky because it's a Clint Lowry, hard to find, and he got lucky and found one on Facebook like a week ago, and the guy sent it out to him and everything, so he got it yesterday.
Yeah, that's good.
I still wish that like through the relationships with Morgan, that Clint or even the band Seven Dust themselves would have shared that outtake video and just been like, man, like everybody just check it out. Like it is what it is now. It's not a sore subject anymore, but just to kind of see everybody's 2 cents on all of that.
I mean, Clint did see it, and he like felt bad about it, and Morgan felt bad too. But not in Tampa, but
it's just one of those when you see the actual outtake, it's like, oh, like every time it's like a kick to the nuts. Like you feel the pain.
Yeah, because we heard it. Like he was doing his part.
Oh yeah.
Round, and it was just a loud.
Oh.
We knew. Like,
oh. Boom, 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 and that is it.
That is a badass song. Absolutely love it. And as soon as I saw the guitar scene, I was like, "That's it." I know it, but I was hoping to see that strap, but you guys cut it off. So that that's smart. So
yeah, they reversed it for that part. But yeah, when it came off, man, it made the loudest sound. Like we all just looked around, like, "Oh no,
what the fuck?"
Yeah.
So you were in a 1x1 room recording in that bad boy, and it made sense. If you're in your head, I could see the logic in putting yourself in a enclosed space and just bouncing off the walls. It does make sense.
Yeah,
it's like you are going insane. And it's like you're in a little rubber room, but you're not. You're in a metal room.
Yeah, that's what they wanted. Was like that's why they put me in a room by myself put me in that little room by myself or whatever. They wanted to look like I was just like kind of losing my mind, I guess. And like,
are you claustrophobic?
huh?
Are you claustrophobic?
No, I'm not.
That's good, because that'd be some crazy shit. They put somebody's claustrophobic for a live recording of a video and be like, dude, this is gonna be real footage.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be intense.
Yeah,
That'd be like me going into a haunted house.
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
But so I mean, no, that was a really good song. I mean, and there's a lot of people who are very, who have, between depression, anxiety, and everything in general. Not just COVID. I mean, that's just an old story at this point now.
Right.
It's like, COVID's no longer, and I'm sorry, I'm saying it's not an excuse anymore. But there's a lot of real shit that did happen during COVID, and a lot of people lost not just family members, to everything affiliated with it, but a lot of people lost their shit. So many relationships, friendships, just because of differences in opinion, like just when everyone thought politics was bad enough for difference in opinion, let's have COVID, and I mean, it's a very real thing. A lot of people don't get it or understand it unless they're like, oh, everyone gets pissed off every now and then. It's like being pissed off and having anxiety are two very different things, So it's something that's very real that, I really didn't understand it fully myself until recently. I don't know what triggered it, but all of a sudden, like, I have anxiety like a motherfucker in the last year, and it just came out of nowhere. And I was always still understanding with a lot of people, but I was just like, I don't understand the intensity because I don't experience it. And now I do. And maybe I do because now I'm doing a lot more with the Savages, and it's to a point where it's like I'm the only one doing it. So it's like, and it's like, what's next? Okay, sure. I'm going to squeeze this into my life now,
Uh-huh. And that's
it was definitely what
comes from is the taking on everything yourself. Like, that's my problem. I try to take on everything and help everybody out that I can and do as much as I can. And I spread myself super thin. And then the lack of sleep and things like that, it builds.
Let's talk about that.
And then your mind takes over. And before you know it, you're
3 a.m.
Can't breathe.
Yeah.
I've had to, in the past year, I've had to twice, because I was having such bad panic attack, call 911 and have an ambulance take me because I thought I was having a heart attack. And I got there both times and they're like, no, having a really bad panic attack.
Yeah.
Like it mimicked a heart attack, like the chest hurting, the arm went numb, all that kind of stuff. And like the only way you can tell that you're not is if it was that bad, you would have known, because you wouldn't have been able to, you wouldn't be standing up, first of all. And I was still standing up and still able to call, but other than that, so now I've kind of like, I pay attention to those triggers and, I tell myself, you're okay. This is not a heart attack. Calm down, and then it eventually goes away. But it was scary because this last time my daughter ended up having to come with me. She's 17 and she ended up having to ride in the ambulance with me and come with and sit in the emergency room all day and stuff. So, it was kind of crappy. I felt bad that I put her through that. She's sitting there worried about her dad. Is her dad dying or something, and it was just a really bad panic attack.
Yeah, I almost had that, like you said, 3 a.m. For everyone who didn't see my post, I even called myself out on Facebook about it. I call myself out and throw myself under the bus all the time. I have no shame, and I'm not hiding who I am. I'm just as fucked as all the rest of you guys. So, but I fucking, sleep deprived, when you're doing so much and you are seriously, you're like, sleep deprived, you're overworked, you're bouncing around, you got 30 things running through your head that you were supposed to do yesterday, not counting the 20 today and the 15 tomorrow. You're just always backtracking. And woke up at 3 a.m. thinking I missed today's interview. And I thought it was 3 p.m. and I'm like, oh shit. I literally started running around my house and I'm like, wait a minute, why is everything black? Like my room is naturally dark, to begin with. I don't like waking up to sunlight. I'm, more like when I was sunlight, I like it dark. But when it's too dark is when it kicked in. I'm like, dude, wait, what? I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, 3 fucking
there's an AM in there.
I already messaged you guys apologizing for missing the interview.
I woke up to that message and I just giggled. I was like, what? You're like apologizing, and you're like, I never do this, and I'm like,
That's never happened to me. That's when I know my shit is. I'm done. You know?
I'm
But
like, I started questioning myself. I'm like, wait a second, was the interview like 3 p.m. yesterday or something, or 2 p.m. yesterday, and I messed up? Like what?
see, and I got all messing with you, thinking that I get you second guessing yourself. Like, wait a minute, what,
Right.
did I miss?
I'm
Sorry.
like, guys tell them, yeah, man, make sure it's at 2 p.m. Get on at 1:50. And then I'm like, wait, did I mess up? Did I fuck?
Sorry, I'll just add to that anxiety. So this
Right.
take is because of Fran.
The worst though that I think we've all experienced is when you're like playing shows in different time zones. So when you leave one city and then you go to another and you're like, oh no, they're an hour ahead, so we lose an hour. So you thought we were gonna get there just in time, and then you're like, oh no.
We're fucked.
So you're racing to go, back line and do a sound check. Like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you're already late, and it's like, oh my gosh.
And then it turns out to be like the best damn show you ever put on.
Stress brings out the best.
The ones that make it.
We have a couple like that where we show up late, we go directly, put our stuff on stage, don't even have time to warm up the vocals. Maybe 30 minutes before we play, and then we get on stage and play, and it's like one of the best shows we've ever played.
Yeah.
It's like, well, do we just show up like an hour before the show every time, or what?
And then the one time you do it on purpose, all of a sudden shit goes wrong.
Yeah.
That would be my luck. I'm just throwing that out there, not to curse you or anything like that, but I'm just saying that's my luck. But usually, the shit you can't prepare for, it usually turns out to be the best shows.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with my podcast. I mean, I always prepare for my podcast. I'm not just one of those people. I'm not knocking the other journalists, but some people just randomly go at shit. I don't. I like to actually look into shit. I want to actually do research on the bands. I want to actually have that conversation. And if I don't prepare for it because my week was too chaotic, I'm a fucking basket case. I am a basket case. Or if there's a band, like there's bands sometimes who barely put any information other than here's my show, and no information.
Right.
And I'm like, shit. How the fuck am I gonna pull this one up? And it turns out to be one of the best damn interviews I ever put off. So it's you just gotta wing it. And sometimes you just have to. You can't always be prepared for shit, and some of the best shit happens when you don't expect it.
Yeah, you can only prepare so much. You can prepare, and then it gets switched up on you, and you're like, well, there went all that preparation out the door, So it's just, you just got to be, willing to roll with the punches and roll with the changes.
Right. Yeah. Now, so I noticed you guys like doing some live footage when you record your videos. When you're at shows and stuff, you like to is it easier to record just a live show or to have it planned out?
That would be Aaron's doing. Aaron likes to do a lot of that stuff.
I just like to sporadic.
Right.
Plan it. Just say, hey, we're gonna record something, and then just start recording. Like I feel you get people in their natural state. Because sometimes when you say, hey, we're gonna at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock tomorrow, we're gonna do. Then people are like not themselves. They're just kind of plan ahead or whatever, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to look, So
hello, this is Kyle from Finding Ghosts.
Yeah. Let's have fun with it. Let's go live and let's, show the fans what we do behind the scenes and have a good time with it, because that's what, all the bands I love, man, that's the stuff I want to see, growing up listening to Limp Bizkit and Korn and Deftones. Bands like that. I wanted to see the behind the scenes stuff, like even right now, YouTube, I'm watching a behind the scenes Limp Bizkit thing, so it's like, that's the stuff I like, so I know the fans like that stuff too, they want to know what you're doing in, behind scenes and want to see you hanging out and having a good time and joking and
just being you and being real.
Yeah. They want to see that stuff. They don't want to, they don't want to see scripted stuff because you were worried about them, seeing something you didn't want them to see, which none of us in this band have that kind of a problem, so I'm not too worried about that. But, in past bands and stuff, I've been, you had to hide different things because band members did stuff that they probably shouldn't have, and may it be relationship things or drug things or something.
Right. So let me ask you. So, and during one of those live show moments when you're actually at a show, has there been anything? Obviously, all unscripted, unpredictable. Everything's unpredicted. Any like, what the fuck just happened? Okay, just keep playing through. Like, what are the most embarrassing things that have actually happened, or something that caught your eye?
I'll go first because I know one instantly always. So it was actually somebody else was doing a live feed in the crowd at, I think, the Forge. And I totally botched the ending to Anxious, I think it was. I just kept going. So if you pay attention, there's like a new ending that isn't supposed to be that way.
Yeah,
but it gets better. It gets even better. There's a guy with his shirt off, like dancing waving his hands in the air and stuff. I thought at the moment, I'm like, dude, this guy's feeling the music. Like, he is so into it. Like, yeah. Come to find out, he was high on something and took like 10 security guards with him outside, and it was just a fiasco of a night for him moving forward. But
and you're like,
yeah. But that was a live kind of like little feed thing, that recording that somebody else did that captured two of those like little blips that, kind of like you wouldn't know unless we told you.
Right.
Yeah, that guy was definitely on something, because at the end of the night, all of a sudden you see this big like ball of people coming down the stairs, and we're like, who is that they're struggling with? It was that guy. And this guy skinny, like maybe a buck.
Yeah.
It is too funny.
It was crazy.
But I will say, I think we set the mood for that night for him. Like, he was feeling it. So I think if we would have kept playing, maybe he would have stayed out of trouble and just kept dancing.
Right.
You never know. You never know what else he would have taken off for the show.
Right. Listen to like Rihanna or something, because the way.
Oh yeah, he was just all like
he'd be under his umbrella. Hello.
Yeah.
Like he got like a rave or something in his head. Like,
funny. Now you know why you got flashing lights. You're high enough. You start stripping. It's usually a bubble party.
Right. Yeah, it was crazy because we just kept looking at each other on stage like, are you seeing this guy?
Like, you seeing this, right? Just keep playing.
It was funny. And the poor girl in front of him, I don't think she was with him, but he was great. Like, man, this guy is like all
she was feeling it all too.
Oh,
listen, personal.
Yeah.
Didn't think of that part, did you? The poor girl. That is too funny.
And I got felt up. I don't know what's going on.
That is hilarious, dude. That would have been fun to see. I mean, not because you always want to hope for the best. When people are like hopped up into this next level shit, all you can do is just, it sucks because all we can really do is just watch. Yeah. And it's just like you can't really do nothing if something goes left. It's like, dude, you don't know if they're going to start swinging or if they're going to try to make out with you. And if they're a big motherfucker, you don't want them to roll on you either. But you hope for the best, and hopefully he recovered okay. But besides that is funny though. So you got a double ending to that video.
Yeah, exactly.
And you forgot the song and then you just kept playing. Lost the mood.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everybody just like
watching him dance off. You're just like, he's got you going.
Oh yeah. And then everybody just kind of followed me like, what is this? And then
what are you doing? But okay.
We listened to it later and we're like, that's kind of cool, but we're not ever gonna do that way again.
Song and we're like, well, that was kind of cool. Like,
that's funny.
Yeah,
it's too funny. What about some embarrassing moments? What are some of the most embarrassing moments that have happened to you on stage?
Go ahead, Kyle. You got any?
Well, I have one from way back in the day, in another band with Aaron and Jamie. We used to be in a band called Silence is Broken, SIB. So this was, I don't know, back in 2010 or something. What was it the Annex? I think that club was called. We were playing the Annex with PM5K, I believe.
Yeah.
And we just got done playing, and I'm all sweaty and just you know, the room, in my defense, I was sweaty and the room was cold. There was a cold breeze. So I'm standing out there talking to two attractive ladies, and Jamie comes up behind me and just totally depances me. And yeah, my grower, not shower, was out and about, and they were just
And it
like,
was cold out, so you were
"Oh
kind of
man," I was just like, yeah. So, so yeah, it was one of those moments where I was just like, "Yep, I'm never living that one down."
That is super good. And I love how you started out with it was kind of cold
Oh,
out.
yeah. I have to explain why.
That is fucking great.
Yeah.
What about you, Aaron?
My embarrassment is we played a show back in 2010, which I'm sure Kyle will remember, and it was a place called it was called Bar 3, and I got a little too intoxicated that night. And we could only play 3 songs because I was singing the wrong words to the songs. I was singing slower than the songs. I tripped up the stairs that announced to everybody that I had just tripped and started laughing. I told the fans we were playing the next night in Michigan somewhere. And I kept taking the microphone and putting it in my guitar player's face. And he's like, "I don't want to sing." And I just kept pushing it in his face. Yeah, so we were only able to play 3 songs. Then we had to fake like a technical difficulty to get my drunk ass out of there. It was not good. I had drank too much. You know, just one of those nights where it was feeling really good, and before I knew it, I had drank too much and was all messed up. And yeah, so it was a bad night. But what sucked was it was a packed house because we had played. I was down the street from what used to be called the Waterfront here in Rockford, and Hinder had played that night, so everybody came to this bar afterwards. And well, I was too tipsy, so everybody got to see me be a dumbass that night. And ever since then, I've been good on stage. I don't get hammered and don't anything like that.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, lesson learned. I try not to take shots until I play, all that kind of stuff.
I do believe that, you know, through you know, your course of actions, you know, we kind of learn the hard way. However, you know, where we were and where we are now, the maturity and the way we've developed, you know, in the music and in the industry, it's one of those that we don't take for granted where we're at now, because we could have destroyed ourselves. We could have wrecked ourselves way in the past, you know. Right. So we are fully aware of that. And I think all of us are blessed to be able to still do this, because if we didn't get our heads out of our keisters and actually, you know, understand the severity of our actions, you know, some of us might not be here.
Right. Yeah. And unfortunately our bass player that we had at the time isn't here. He passed away, you know, about 6 months ago. So, but yeah, we lived our life very much like.
I didn't want to bring that up. I did see some. I didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah.
At that time in that band, we lived our life like we were Motley Crue. We wanted to drink hard, play hard, chase women, you know, all that kind of stuff. And
right.
It ended up by the end of that band, it was basically kind of our demise, because we just were just so crazy and out there, you know, like just doing stupid stuff, you know, and we have families and kids and stuff, and it was just time to grow up, you know. So that's why with this time around, we're very grateful for every stage we step on and for every fan we make, and, you know, all those things, every opportunity we get, we cherish it now. Back then we were, you know, kind of pissed it away a little bit, you know, like these awesome shows, but to us it was like, all right, cool, it's just another show, let's go out and do what we do. There'll be another cool one next week, you know. And then once they go away, your whole mind frame stops, like thinking that way. You start, you know, you're excited to do that stuff because you're like, man, this might not happen, you know, again for a while, so let's enjoy it, you know. So it's definitely cool though. Definitely a lot. Right. We're more mature now, I guess you could say, but we still
in most aspects, right?
We still act stupid sometimes. So
we shower daily now, so
So that's it.
adults.
Improvements. Every baby step counts. So that's a good thing. So when I finally get to meet you guys, I'll be like, okay, you stink good. That's the first step.
Yeah.
I was cologne. That's the big thing that the band gets on me on. They're always like, you can tell Aaron's coming his cologne. He smells cologne. So
no more than 2
Aaron,
sprays.
or I just learned how to get rid of cologne.
My nose doesn't work that well, but I can tell when a motherfucker's swimming in it.
Right. Oh no, I'm not swimming in it or anything like that. I'm just saying I get.
he is.
So.
But it's a good smell. It's like, whoa, wow, like
so fresh
like,
and so clean.
Yeah.
And you just keep coming up to him, smelling him. What are you doing, man? Shh.
he's gonna get the endorsement for like guest cologne or something.
Right. I mean, if they want to endorse me, it's pierced by freaking Abercrombie and Fitch. So I mean,
yeah,
it is too funny. All right, so besides stinking good, maturing, dropping a killer EP, what else you guys got? What have you guys been doing since then? What do you guys have coming up?
Shows. That's all we're trying to do right now is play shows, get the word out there, spread the word. We're trying to get in some new places. I don't know if you have any hands and that kind of stuff and could throw our name around to people and get us out in some different areas. But we're trying.
I gotta say, I have an idea that came to me earlier today.
We're trying everywhere that we can hit, that's feasible. Like, obviously we can't take off down to, Texas or something unless it's planned out. But, we're trying to hit everywhere we can, make as many fans as we can, as many friends as we can, and just push and spread the word. Like, we just want everyone to get to hear us, basically as many people as we can hear us,
Right. So what shows you got coming up?
Let's see.
We got PM5K.
Yeah.
We have one in Janesville at the Back Bar this Friday. And then the following Saturday, we'll be at Whiskey's, I believe.
Yeah.
And then we take a little break, and then I think, is that then the PM5K one after that?
July 23rd is PM5.
Okay.
That's at the Vix in McKenna. The show this Friday, we're playing at the Back Bar in Janesville with Sons on Fire, which they're friends of ours and stuff. We've known those guys for a long time. And then the show after that, we're playing Whiskey's in Rockford, and that's with from
Ashes to New
From Ashes to New.
And Monroe. Monroe's also on the label.
Yeah.
Too. They're cool.
Ashes to Embers. I'm sorry, from Ashes to Embers, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Ashes to Embers. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So that should be a good time. And then we're gonna write more. Our goal is to write more stuff and go in and start recording songs, and having them just kind of in the bank. So when we release our next, we're already ready to go,
Right. So what do you think is more profitable? It makes more sense releasing singles or releasing albums?
Singles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you release singles, I mean, and I'll let you speak on it too, Kyle, but when you release singles, every song gets heard. You release an album, 1, 2, maybe 3 of your songs get heard. Like even right now we're dealing with that with our EP. Like we've got 3 songs that are blowing up on the numbers, and then the other songs there's no push, so they're not getting the numbers. But they're good songs. You know what I'm saying? So singles is the way to go. You push put a single out, you can push that single for a year if you want to. Then put another single out, or you can push a single for 6 months, drop another single, or you can drop 2 singles at the same time, like one that's a little softer, one that's a little heavier, and push both. And then, you're giving something to both, the people that want a little softer and one that wants a little, heavier. And that's what we found. Like, that's what we've done. We dropped our first single, So Insane. I can't remember the day we dropped that one. I think it was June 10th you remember, Kyle?
I don't remember exactly. What I do remember, though, and it's funny, at the beginning of this interview, you did mention So Insane was like your number one in your
It was one of my favorites, yeah.
we got some recommendations of doing a radio edited version of that, but we released it anyways as the full length because it wasn't that radio friendly 3 minute and some change,
Right.
song. So it is a little bit lengthy. We did get overall positive responses of the song itself. However, in a marketing aspect, I think, people in the industry were like, hey, this song is too long. And that was the only thing. So we were supposed to have like a radio edited version. But we just couldn't come up with something because it's like, if you chop something up in the song, it's almost like, okay, now the song has a weird vibe to it. It doesn't flow like intended.
Right.
But that was actually the first release song that everybody heard who Finding Ghost is, what we're coming in with. It did okay, but to our surprise, I feel, and I don't know if you agree with me, Aaron, but Erna and Anxious have blown that one out of water as far as the response.
Yeah, Erna was, and I told you remember, Kyle, I told you, I was like, Erna's gonna end up.
And that was our least favorite song.
That doesn't shock me. I hear that a lot with a lot of musicians. The song that was the one that they didn't want to record or was the last choice and the biggest pain. It turns out to be the number one hit.
Yeah.
The best, like the most, the biggest impact out there that people are grabbing to. And it's like, dude, I still don't like that song, but fuck yeah.
And it's not that I don't like the song. Like I said, I do love the song, but it was just so like, I just had a feeling like it's got that there's a formula for bands that are on the radio right now. And that song hits that formula. And I knew it as soon as it was released. And as soon as it was released, it all of a sudden got picked up and was put on a bunch of different playlists. And all of a sudden we're watching the numbers go up like 2,000, 3,000, like every
and like daily, right?
Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I told him, he's like, we'll be lucky if we even get 100,000.
No, I said 1,000. I set myself low. I said, okay, we're not going to get 1,000 within 24 hours. And
we had over that. And I'm like, see,
Kyle? Not even 24 hours. It was over 1,000 in like 10 hours.
And then
you are your worst critic. Remember that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And I
it was a good time to be wrong.
Yeah. Exactly. But I remember in a month, like we couldn't believe it because it had already like almost like 70,000 streams or something. And we're like, really? Like, because you take that step back and you're like, we made that and people love that much, like that's crazy, But yeah.
Stay humble.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
That's how it is with us. We're just some, like I said, for small town, dudes that are just like, really, like people like our music that much, it blows my mind just to look at it, because right now Erna's got it's almost got 170,000 streams, and I just think to myself, 170 people, 170,000 have listened to our song, like really. Like that's just crazy.
And there's people that because you can see who streams, and there's people from other countries that are into it. And I haven't looked recently, but weren't we getting some people from like Australia, Aaron?
Yeah, it was crazy, like from overseas and stuff, and we're just like, how did they hear about it? But
then Australia and UK are really big on American music, right? Really, really big.
And then it goes back to just being put on those playlists, our basically our representative at the label or whatever is really good with that stuff. Like he gets us on the playlists and gets us pushed out to the different things, so people are hearing the music, and it's just like, it's crazy to us. Like I guess probably because we're old school, we come from that MySpace era and stuff like that, where your music was like that,
we write our songs on notepads, right, Fran?
Damn right, babe. Hell yeah.
Hey, don't hate.
Nothing but, you know what? You can't lose this shit. And I'm not a pyro anymore, so I can't burn it either. So it's
how I write my lyrics to this day. I still write them on a piece of paper.
Absolutely.
Oh, Aaron, you got to share what you do with our set list. The back of DVDs.
Yeah, when I buy DVDs, I take the paper from the DVDs and I make that a set list. So everybody loves the set. because it's like
That's
a
great.
little movie.
Which one am I gonna get?
Pretty
That
cool.
is great. You know, nothing wrong with being old school, okay? Because the shit worked
No.
back then for a long time for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Hey, I miss the old school days, man. I miss the days of going out and flying and, you know, just going to different shows and, you know, making the camaraderie and, you know, hey, I'm at your show, come to my show next week, you know, and stuff, and going back and forth. I miss those days. It's not so, you know, what is it, like personable, I guess, now that it's all like, here, get on Facebook and promote your show, or get on Instagram and promote your show, you know. It's not like
you got 10 platforms to do it, and who knows how many more will be up by the end of the year, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like going to, like, say, a Disturbed show and passing out like one song like demos to people in the crowd.
I have a backpack full of CDs.
Yeah. You know, and flyering and things like that.
I still have CDs in the little damn fold in those little like the sun visor fucking.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's like, why don't you just use your phone? And I'm like, because every time I have my phone in my hand, the cops pull my ass over, and I end up going driving on a suspended for being the last time I got caught holding a phone in my hand. Just let me be with my CDs.
Right. Yeah,
keeping me out of jail. Let me stick with my CDs.
On the car I just got, it's got a CD player where if you put a CD in, it'll basically burn the CD to the like stereo.
Really?
Just listen to it in there without having to put the CD in. So that's what I've been doing with all my CDs, is just putting them in, burning them in there, and then I could just listen to it on that.
Fucking technology, and I'm still so behind. Okay, we gotta talk about what you got going on, because I need that. And then I got my aux cord. That doesn't help, because I get phone calls. Facebook's always going off. You know, my messages, this and that. Everyone's like, "Why? What's wrong with your volume?"
Oh yeah,
Facebook.
Yeah, I am
always interfering. But so all right, so that's funny as hell. But I'm very curious to know what kind of radio system you have. So anyway, moving on from that. Just a couple of random questions real quick. So you guys, you plan on writing some new music?
Yes.
For the next album? When do you have an ETA on when you think you might want to have it ready? By like next year?
We're already like throwing around riffs, stuff like that already.
One of them is a Christmas holiday song, so I'm just joking.
Our actual song though, which is
he's like, no.
I got real crazy one day and started like messing around with like some kind of like electronic and different like beats and stuff, and came up with a real cool way to do the cover of Iran by A Flock of Seagulls. So we are throwing that around and talking about covering that, because
we got to make sure we have the hair though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do that. Absolutely.
It so far for it sounds really awesome, and I think we can make it, you know, I think it would probably be a huge song that people would dig if we did it correctly. So
right.
But we're just,
I can't believe you just told everybody that, Aaron. That was like,
what?
That was a hush hush little gem.
Oh, all right, man.
I'm just joking. I'm joking.
But like, other than that, our guitar player is always coming up with different riffs and sending them to us and saying, "Hey, check this out. I did this." I write riffs on an acoustic guitar and send them to him, and like, "Hey, check this out. Can you make it a little better?" Because I'm in no way, shape, or form a guitar player. And you know, just different things. I'm always coming up with choruses, verses, and I'll send them and be like, "Hey, what do you guys think of this? Is this catchy?" You know, and so I mean, always writing. It's just basically getting back in the studio, you know, finding the time to go back to the studio and start kind of socking away, you know, new songs. And we just kind of want to do that. Just write new songs, record them. This time around in the studio, we're going to take like longer with the songs, because like we were in the studio last time, we would book like 2 days. The first day we'd have the structure of the song done. The second day I'd do the vocals, and then it would go off to get, you know, mixed and mastered. So we're going to try to do like longer with each song, you know, try to take more time, make it, you know, kind of perfect the craft a little bit more, you know.
Right. So things to look forward to. So eventually you're going to be dropping some more singles and breaking more guitar strings and whatever else might happen.
Man.
Too funny. So just a couple random questions to get to know you. I like to throw out there, and I got a whole list to choose from. So I come up with weird shit when I'm on the road, and I pull over, and I work for Uber. So if your order is late and you see Fran as your delivery chick, yes, it is me. And where is this? This order was 5 minutes away. Where is she? She's on the side of the road writing shit down.
She's got her handy notebook out and she's writing stuff.
No, I carry it with me everywhere, man. Everywhere.
Her notebook and her CD case.
Yeah. No, that's on the bicycle. It's ready to go. But I'm still very much a big advocate on buying CDs at Merch Boost because it does help the bands. I would rather buy the CDs than download them. I mean, I'll still have the shit on my phone too, but I try to help out any way I can because I know you guys need all that shit. I mean, and people need to look at it. I don't like CDs. And cars don't have CD players now. That don't help.
Yeah, they don't.
Luckily I got a 2017 that still did. I was like stoked. I'm like, yes. So
this lady's crazy. She likes it.
Right? Yeah. I'm behind on technology. It's just not my friend. It's not, it's Fran proof. It's okay though. So tell me something. What can you do without in the music scene, and what can you not do without?
What do you mean as far as like what you can and cannot?
Anything.
Do?
This is a wide open loaded question. Anything. What is there something that you could do without that exists in the music scene?
I'm gonna say something that a lot of people are probably gonna be like, "Ooh, should I, Aaron, or should I not?"
You say what you want to.
I'm gonna say what a lot of people probably are feeling but are too scared to say. One of the things most of us can do without is a label, because truth is a lot of the hard work and effort and struggles is all in the hands of the band, and the label really does not contribute to much of anything other than getting free advertisement.
I hate to say that, but agreed. I see that all the time. I hear.
So I hate to say it. Actually, no, I take that back. I don't hate to say it, but I'm saying something that we all dislike the fact of the matter, because it's the truth. It's not my opinion. That's a truth. That's a fact. And then I would say one thing that you said, one thing we cannot do
that you cannot live without from the music scene.
The fans. Having fans. People go to shows. Like Aaron said, we joke about, the old days or whatnot, but the simple way of life, actually getting out and interacting outside of social media, physically being at a show, the support, whether you're buying a CD or a t-shirt or paying to get into the show. And I know the whole thing with the whole merch stuff at the clubs now, or, the paying of the bands for touring and whatnot. It's even getting harder. Everybody's suffering right now with inflation. The music industry is even 10 times worse. But I would still say, obviously, even without having fans and people that support the music, our drive to continue to do that would be in the basement, and that would be it, because we wouldn't need to expand outside of the basement. There would be no drive or no desire to, share this with other people at a venue. So I think without fans, without people that contribute to keep the scene alive, we would not survive. And that's the one thing we could not do without.
I like that. Good answer. Good answer. What about you, Aaron?
Let's see here. One thing in the music industry that we could do without. I'm gonna say owners of venues thinking that they can pay like the bands a little bit of pizza and beer, and that's good. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Well, how many we come up where they think, oh, we'll just throw out $50, some pizza for the night, and 2 beer tickets, and that's good. And it's like, we just drove 2 hours, used gas, loaded up all of our equipment, played for an hour for you, and that's what you think of the band. Like, and it's not just us. Other bands that have had that happen with them as well. And it's like, these venues need to realize that, like, it's not cheap to do what we do, but for some reason, I don't know why they think it is. They think it's just like, or, oh, you should be grateful that we gave you a chance to play. Okay, yeah, you let us play on a Thursday night. We played for 20 people, you know what I'm saying? And we drove 2 hours, which you got to get a start somewhere. Don't get me wrong. But, at the same time, you got to, at least pay the band so they have some gas, for their van, or whatever they drove.
Right. Yeah, I am not a fan. And a lot of people, I know I've only been booking for a couple of years now. I don't have my own venue, but it is a goal.
Right.
I have a goal. I want my own damn venue.
Yeah.
And I love working with Chris, as a partner with the WC. I found that he's one of the easiest and more common sensed venue owners to work with.
Right.
But there's still certain things that they do their own way. And of course it's not my venue, so I gotta do it that way. But like I can't stand door deals for you guys. I hate it.
Oh yeah.
I hate it. Yeah. But I see it on both sides though, because I'm part of both sides. I'm not just part of the media side. I do everything. I do everything from the stage management to the booking, to the promoting, to the management. Obviously I'm a journalist too. I do a little piece of everything in the scene because I want to try to maximize what I could do for you guys. Right. And it's so stressful. I love you guys as much as I want to choke all of you.
Right.
But
the one that gets on my nerves too is the whole pay to play thing.
Oh yeah.
You got to pay to play to be on a show or something like that. It's like
or a tour, buy on for tours.
If bands,
that's it. That's just disgusting.
And
because they're gonna. That's how they pay the headliner. Is if you're buying into the shit and they don't have to, so it doesn't come out of their pocket. It's like, well, these bands want to play. That's how the headliner's gonna get paid, and it's sick.
Yeah, exactly. I hate that. It's not fair. It's not fair to a band that's like, say they're just starting out, some kids that are 18 years old. They want to play a show or something, and then you're telling them they got to pay to play. Yeah. So they're scrounging up money and stuff. It's not fair to, some of these bands. Yeah. You've got
but at the same time, they get away with it because they know, well, you want to get your name out. It's the way to do it because it's a major headliner. And, if you don't know any of the right people in between, this is the only way you can do it. So, they know that. They know that. They take advantage of that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And I dislike that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that, guys. I totally get that. Like I said, I can't stand door deals. So, but I understand it from a booking side at the same time for different aspects. So I always have a savage incentive. Right. And I pull, and so it's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to have to give you a door deal depending on what the scenario is. But this is what I'm going to do for you to make it up to you. I'm still going to pull extra money out of my own pocket. It has nothing to do with the venue. And that's another thing a lot of musicians need to understand. Booking agents do not get a cut from the bar. So stop assuming that shit. Okay? We don't own the motherfucker. We have no cut. We have no rights to it legally. And the bar owners and venues will definitely jump on that bandwagon and not give us a cut.
Right.
Okay? So we rely on payments and shit too through the door. It's just throwing that out. A lot of bands always say, oh, you get bar. I wish. I wish. But I also can't stand the door deals, especially if you got 4 or 5 bands on a bill. It's an 8-hour day. And you gotta, it's like, okay, you gotta pay all the, the headliner and whatnot. And then you gotta do the rental, you gotta do the sound, you gotta do the, all that is all separate charges that, that comes out of the booking agent. And then I'm supposed to only give $80 to the band.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll take an extra $100 loss and I'll pull it from the Savage Fund. Wow. And I'm not going to say an exact. I'm just rounding up, but there's a certain way I do it. I'm not going to say it online. I'm not going to say it online. But a lot of bands have been telling me that they respect that nobody does that. Yeah. And I said because you guys are better than a door, and I wish I could do more. But from a booking side, I understand certain aspects of it. But it's just like, dude, I'm not going to hand a band $30, $60. So I feel bad. So I get that completely, and I respect you guys on that. And that's why I have no problem taking an extra loss out of my pocket to make sure you just get that extra little bit to show you that some of us get it. We do get it, But besides that, did I get? All right, I'm just gonna ask one more. I'll throw one more random question out there because I know we're a little over our time. So I don't know if you guys are in a hurry or not. But what are 5 things that you would like to do before you turn 50 that are on your bucket list that have nothing to do with music?
Well, I'm 51, so I'm just.
No, you're not. Shut up.
You're 50, sorry.
I don't even know.
5 things on your bucket list, non-music related.
I don't. I have no idea. Like,
Aaron's thinking, dude. I could just see it in his face.
Yeah.
Hard, man. I've been all about music since I was 18 years old, so now I've got to think of
So
stuff.
now I'm throwing you left. Think off music.
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to visit a lot more like rural areas, just more of like nature areas, not necessarily the cliche Alaska, but just like certain areas. Like I was in Idaho one time, and like I know Idaho, like what the heck is in Idaho?
Potatoes, motherfucker, potatoes.
Yeah, but so some of the most beautiful places in the United States, I would like to just visit there with we talked about earlier about expectations and being let down and stuff. Like some of the best vacations in my understanding have
Idaho.
been well they're the ones that you have zero expectation. You're like, what in the world is in Idaho? Like, yeah, and then you go there and you're like, oh my gosh, like fishing for sturgeon in the Snake River, and then you go to like the deciduous forest and things like that, or and then you're on a class 4 river rapid. Like there's just so much versatility. So I think I'll explore more of that stuff, like being kind of like a Alexander Supertramp, like Into the Wild book type style, but not die with a bag of empty rice in a school bus in the middle of Alaska.
All right, so that's 1. 4 more.
Aaron, we're gonna tag team these because
you go back and forth. All right,
because
okay.
Mine would be
time to think.
I would like to go to Texas to go to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. So I would like to go to a game there.
Nice.
Your turn.
All
right. I will. Here's one that just randomly popped in, but it definitely is a lot of people's bucket list. Be able to fish inside Bass Pro Shops. Like actually fish in the Bass Pro tank.
Building those motherfuckers on top of lakes and just get it going.
Yeah, I just want to like catch like some of their fish in there because they got.
You know what? That makes sense. You got a bunch of sex toy stores that have back rooms that you can watch live and take care. You know what? Why not?
No,
I went there. But it's with a different kind of fish.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I say, I want to go skydiving, but then I don't know if I really would. Like I don't know. That's one of those.
You better push me.
Yeah, that's one of those like
you better run.
we all know that feeling from like falling when you sleep. So that like instant like jerk, but like feeling that feeling for like a minute or two or however long you're in air until you deploy the chute. Like I don't know.
Yeah, and then hope you don't pass out while you're in midair when you were supposed to deploy your chute, and now you have those 3 seconds. You're fucked.
Right.
You never saw it coming though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you still want to jump? I don't.
Yeah, I do not want to skydive. That's not my. But I would like to go to some horror conventions. Like they have the horror movie conventions.
Yeah.
I would like to make some of those. Some of those look just awesome. Mm-hmm. I would probably spend more money than I should because of all the memorabilia that they have. But that's something I would want to do on my bucket list is hit up some of the horror movie conventions and meet like some of the horror movie actors and stuff like that in some of my favorite movies. That would be really awesome.
Yeah. Who's your favorite horror character?
Favorite horror character.
Your favorite slasher.
Well, my favorite movie is Halloween, the original one. So I mean, I would love to meet Jamie Lee Curtis.
Fuck yeah.
Just any of the horror movies from the 80s I love. Like I'm a huge 80s like hair metal guy and 80s horror movie guy. So like,
same. I'm an 80s fanatic. Music, movies, everything. It's all about the 80s.
I was born in 1980, so I love all things like 80s. Even the pop music was better back then, I think.
Yeah. Look at Tom says the cosplay at horror conventions is worth the price of admission alone.
Nice.
Wow. There you go.
I would love to meet Freddy Krueger, man. I fucking loved him growing up.
Robert Englund.
Yeah, dude. I would love to meet him.
Yeah, that would be awesome. He just seems like he'd be a real cool guy. I wanted to meet why is the name Sid Haig, but he passed away unfortunately. But I would have loved to meet him because I just think Captain Spaulding is one of the best horror movie characters.
Really? Sorry, I just saw Tom's World. He said Halloween.
I've seen that too. Yeah.
Andy Johnson, Judith Myers from the original.
That's awesome. Wow.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Hell yeah. Dude, I'm not, that's not music, but hit me up. I'd love to join in.
Awesome.
Even though she had a brief moment, it was still, she had a starring role through a whole fucking series, that's the best way to get paid. So what else you guys got? You guys got 3 more.
I don't know. Like, obviously, I think just see a lot of my stuff is like music driven too. Like, wanting to play, certain arenas or play with certain bands and artists and things like that. Because like Aaron and I can both understand when we say the feeling that you get on stage, like, and there's certain times when you're just like, all right, like this is the next step that I have achieved. And there's been some moments like that. And it's just like, that motivation to keep going, not necessarily to like feed our egos or our pride, but it's almost like a high, like that you can't explain unless you understand it. If you're a musician, you understand it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm throwing you guys totally left by saying not music.
Yeah, I know. We had to go back, but
I'm taking you out of your box.
I know.
Bringing you into my world. Fuck it up.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess I would like to. Keep trying to learn how to like downhill ski, because I tried to like snowboard in the past and I've like failed miserably.
Uphill skiing probably isn't that easy.
well, I've done cross country skiing and it's really fun, and you realize real fast like how many muscles you actually use, and you're like, I never even knew they existed. But there's been short little things where it's like downhill and it's like, this is really fun. But then when you start going on like the bigger hills and stuff, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to hit a tree and kill myself. So the fear kind of keeps you away from trying to achieve that goal. Mm-hmm. So I would say, maybe be able to cater to something like that, get somebody to actually give you lessons on how to actually do it safely.
Right. Okay.
This one kind of ties in with the horror movie stuff too, but there are some stores. There's one in Las Vegas, one in Chicago, and there's another one too. I can't remember where, but I'd like to go to those. That's another thing that I'd like to do. Another trip I'd like to take. They just have a lot of horror movie memorabilia, cool things that you could buy. I just have yet to make it. And the ones in Chicago, and I don't know why I haven't taken that trip yet. But they just real awesome stores.
You know what? When you guys come to Chicago, when you guys come to Chicago, you want to hit some fucking horror shit, just be like, where's Fran? I'm on the way. I'm game. I love being scared the shit out of. It's very hard to scare me. Like I hate going to haunted houses because it pisses me off. You can spend $30-$40 to stand in line for 2 hours to go through a damn haunted house that takes 2 minutes. And nobody scared the shit out of me. If anything, everyone pissed me off because I could hear everything 20 feet in front of me going on, even though I can't see it.
Yeah.
So it's coming. It's like it's not worth the money for me. That's $40. That's like 3 drinks for me in a bar. I would feel something from that more than I would the damn haunted house.
If where you're drinking at, it might only be like 2 drinks.
Well, yeah, it depends who's bartending. It might be free. That just might be tip. So,
right.
So anything else?
I don't know. I'm gonna think of like half a dozen when we're done with this, and I'm
Well,
just
we're
gonna
done
be like,
now.
dang it.
Then
I
you
mean,
can hit me
there's
up later. Hey, Fram. I
yeah.
hate you. I love you. Then start giving me a list of shit. It's okay. You know what? No, it's totally cool, you guys. I want to thank you guys for making the time out for Savage Sunday. You guys are my first for my hot seat today.
Awesome.
Nice.
And it was
Well,
definitely a lot
thank
of
you.
fun.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Gemini syndrome coming up, or did that one already pass?
Yes, I do. I usually don't like saying ahead of time, who I got, but yeah, I got Gemini syndrome this Tuesday. Yeah.
I saw that. That's cool. We love that band. We've played with them before and stuff. Great.
Yeah.
Band.
Yeah.
Plus,
Aaron's a really cool guy. Very, very cool guy. And his mom is actually from this area, from not too far. So he is he's a local boy.
Yeah, just a quick story. We played in Freeport with them, and his mom and family came out because they were from the area.
Yeah.
And hung out. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. As soon as I get off here, I actually got to send him his links. He hit me up late last night. I'm like, I'll send him to you after the first interview. So Aaron, if you're watching, say what's up. I'll talk to you soon. But you guys, no, seriously, today was fun. It's awesome. Your EP is awesome. I love your music. I love your sound. And I definitely would love to see you guys. And you guys got a few shows coming up. Look, I definitely like. I mean, I love Monroe. I've always been really cool with Monroe. And then Ashes to Embers. Never seen them. If I did, it was years ago. I don't even remember. I keep walking. Have I seen them? But I've been around so long, dude. Like half of the shows I've been to, blackouts. So I don't even remember anymore. But you guys definitely looking forward to seeing what you got next. And I would love to actually get a copy of that EP.
Oh, definitely. We have.
So let's talk about that. Not today. Today I'm too busy.
Let's get you to come out physically, like we talked about the physical. Hey, come to the show.
Sure, you get a shirt, a CD.
Okay. Well, you know what?
Hugs are free.
You know what? I am a hugger. Okay. I know I look intimidating, people, but as long as you don't piss me off, I'm harmless. I'm a hugger. I'm soft. I'm cushy.
So what you're saying is when you go to people and you go to like give them a high five, they flinch like,
Sometimes. And sometimes all you gotta do is just look at them and they're like, what? And I'm like, it's my face.
My face.
It's just my face. If I'm not smiling, they think I'm gonna slit their throat, but you never know.
Oh no.
So actually I was thinking you guys are saying Friday, and I was wondering, do I have plans Friday? I might make that happen. I gotta look into my calendar.
That would be awesome. Let us know, and we'll, put you on the list or whatever.
That'd be cool.
Well, actually, the whiskey show is free, so yeah, we'll put you on the list.
So, yeah, you'll put me on the list. It won't be an issue. Yeah, that works out just fine. Too funny, you guys. It was awesome meeting you guys, and I will definitely see you soon.
Yes, cool. Thank you so much.
All right, real quick, if people want if people wanted to look you up and check out your merch and everything like that, what platforms can they find you on?
We are on Instagram. Instagram, just put in Finding Ghosts and we'll pop right up. We are on Facebook. And you can also go to the Imagine Records Facebook as well, and we're on there, all our videos and stuff like that. That's we have.
Now you can find them on the Savage YouTube. There you go.
You can find us on YouTube as well, and we're also on TikTok, but we don't get on there much because that's more of the hip stuff for the nowadays people.
Yeah. It's a younger generation thing. You guys, again, thank you so much. It was awesome meeting you. And maybe I'll see you Friday. And if I see you Friday, awesome. Hugs.
Yes, that's
right on.
That hugs for you.
All right, you guys. Mad love and respect. I'll talk to you soon.
Yep.